It's a glorious day today, and it's hard to believe that just a couple of weeks ago that everything was white. But I have to say we're pretty grateful because we are still working on outside projects, and this week we've been working on an essential project that we have to get done before we can open the pub. And so I'm going to show you where we've got to with that particular project. We also took a bit of time off for Christmas this week, which was it was just lovely, to be honest. And I spent 5 hours on Christmas Day afternoon working on a very special project that I can't wait to show you. And we've also taken our drone up today because it's been such a nice day and the weather's been gorgeous. So I can't wait to show you some stunning photos and pictures and video of the manor at this time of year. And don't forget, if you're enjoying our videos, make sure you hit subscribe on our YouTube channel, The Ladysmith Manor Diaries, to ensure that you see all our videos when we first put them out. But first, let me show you what we've been up to this week. The first job this week was building steps. Okay, can you jump up there and it's not gonna get like, it's not bouncy? Is it bouncy?
Let's see. Nope.
Oh, very good.
Making a funny creaky sound.
First steps going on.
Even just because there's holes, it still seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I would finish it, but unfortunately the hardware store ran out of wood.
How can a hardware store run out of wood?
That's what I said.
I guess it's Christmas.
They said they're not getting any in until February.
What?
Yeah, so we're going to have to pick a different hardware store. We won't say which hardware store.
Yes, name no names.
No name, but how can a hardware store run out of wood?
Okay, so what's the next step?
I'm going to put in some temporary screws so I can work on this without falling down. This one doesn't have one because I don't have enough wood.
Because you ran out of wood.
And also that's the one that's going to have a post on it.
Because the hardware store ran out of wood.
So, yeah, the hardware store ran out of wood. So if you see this hardware store, make sure you keep wood in stock.
Yeah, get more wood in stock. Manage your inventory better.
Excuse me.
It's a long way down, hey?
See, I can't put it over as far as I'm supposed to, so I'm just going to put temporary screws in.
Oh, because we've got to take the brick, the beautiful brick tar paper off. So we'll put temporary screws in now, and then we'll take the tar paper off, and then put the permanent screws in. So you're going to christen the steps with the first...
I just got to look, there was a missing step. Actually,
yeah.
Two missing steps.
Pay attention to where you're putting your feet.
You know why?
Why?
The hardware store ran out.
Really? The hardware? Oh, you hadn't mentioned that before. Okay, here we go.
It's not even wiggling.
Nice job. Our first set of stairs on the back of the manor.
The last step's a big one though.
And it's all going to be painted in this off-white so it matches the balcony. And it's going to look quite lovely. We just got another set of stairs down here to build now. But you know, one step at a time. No pun intended. I've come up here on the balcony to come and look at the steps, but I have forgotten how beautiful the view is from up here. And now with all the leaves, or most of the leaves gone, we can see all the way over to the river in the distance, and it's just beautiful. So I thought that as Stephen has already tried these steps out, he's now finished them, you can see there's no more holes, we would perhaps take our first little trip down the steps. The trick is you don't go too close to this side because there's no railings right now, but when we go down to our platform, and another great view from here. And then obviously we are going to be building the steps down from this platform all the way down to the bottom there, which we've just got to get some wood delivered that's big enough. We're actually going to need a 16-foot piece for the stringers, and we can't quite get that in the car. So we are going to be getting that delivered, and those will be then made up. And then you can see down on that end where the other steps are going to go. You can see the post holes or the screw piles in the ground that are ready for the next little steps from the kitchen. But this feels very, very strong actually. And Stephen has now taken off all that brick tar paper. So we've got the steps right up against the house. And then in the spring, summer, we will be stripping down or removing the rest of this brick tar paper, which is all the way up to the top here. It's the only part that hasn't been done on the house. We will be then stripping back the paint and repainting it. Now, if you have been following us, you'll remember that we took off all the tar paper with the brick off couple of summers ago on the front and the side, but this side was the only part that didn't get done. So like I say, it needs a little bit of TLC, but now we've got the steps up, we can get this finished. You remember from last week I showed you my early Christmas present. Well, I can now show you what it looks like all made up, because I spent Christmas Day 5 hours in the afternoon making my book nook, and oh my gosh, I got completely engrossed. I got lost in this project for the full 5 hours. I was planning on doing video of me making it. I didn't even think, I got completely so engrossed that by the time I realized and thought about doing video, I'd finished. So I apologize for that. But I do have a few finishing touches I'm working on today, but I wanted to show you how adorable this little book nook is. It even has, when I touch this here, lights. So the lights come on inside. It's got all these little intricate, some of the pieces were so tiny, but such a fun project. If you like detailed, following instructions, it's like one massive miniature IKEA project, basically. But I just loved it, and I'm so pleased with how it came out. But I do have a couple of final touches. I've got this little plant pot that needs to go here on the front step. And then I wanted to add something to my chair that is going to go inside. So I'm actually for this going to be using a little bit of hot glue. So I use wood glue for all of the work of putting this together. But for this, I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on because it just is going to be much simpler. And the same with the little chair. I'm going to use some hot glue for that too. So I'm just using a cocktail stick to put a little bit of glue onto the bottom of this flower pot. And then I'm just gonna add that to the front step of the greenhouse. I'm also gonna add a tiny bit to this little piece of greenery. And I'm gonna add this into my boots. Just in the front there. And the final piece I'm going to add to is my little chair that came. It's a little rocking chair. It's very cute. Came with a little cushion. But I feel like it needs like a little rug or something, or a blanket. So I've just got out my box of fabric, and I'm just looking at some options. And I was just thinking whether I go with something, maybe a stripe like this, or maybe a flower like this. Or even a flower like this. That one's quite pretty actually. Or even a small pink. I think that's too, I think this one has got not enough pattern. I think this is too plain. I think it needs to have a little bit more of a pop. I think this one has got a little bit too much blue in it. But I think this might work really, really well for me to cut this and to make a little blanket that goes onto here, and then I can add my cushion back on. So I've just made it look a little bit like a blanket. And then I'm gonna just add my cushion. And there we go. So now I can add this back in, and this is where tweezers come in really handy, I've discovered, because trying to get these little pieces in is very tricky when you've got, there we go. So now you can see my little chair is sitting inside my little garden house, which is looking just great. There we go. And then I've got this little pot of, they look like rolled up pieces of paper. And they were actually just little stickers that I rolled, but the edges just didn't quite stick. So again, I'm just gonna add a little bit of hot glue just to make sure that they all stay stuck down. So now I can put them all back into my little basket. There are so many features about this I love. Just look at this little, oh, I've turned the light off. Here we go, turn it back on again. Just look at this little opening window that opens here. How cute is that? I just love it. It's got the lattice inside here. You can see the vines growing up in the ceiling here. And just the level of detail is just astonishing. And I just love the fact it's got its little standing lamp as well as the lamp in the ceiling as well. So I've got to say, it might be a new addiction for me. So I'm already on the hunt for my next one, and I can't wait. I've just got to decide. This one might end up in my office, I have to admit, but in the books in my office, but I'm definitely going to be getting some for the library upstairs, and adding those, so that when you come to the library, you'll be able to see the little book nooks in amongst all the books. And in true Ladysmith Manor fashion, we never have one job on the go, we always have at least two. And so whilst still working on the back steps, we started work on the front steps. This week was the perfect week to get the drone out and see the manor from the air. Thank you so much if you joined me for our countdown to Christmas. We ran that for 5 days running up to Christmas Eve. It was so much fun. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I want to say a big congratulations to our 5 winners. We gave away tickets to afternoon teas, to our tour of Scotland with whiskey, to our music at the Manor, and our big grand prize, which was 2 tickets to our Downton Abbey New Year's Eve ball. And so congratulations to our 5 winners. But if you weren't one of those winners and you would like tickets to one of our events, well, they are all online now. So you can go to our website. I'll put the link below in the description, and you can head on over and purchase your tickets. We have released our tickets, or a lot of our tickets, for 2024 early because we know people have been asking for them and they are so popular, they sell out so quickly. So right now they are available. I know that they're going to sell quickly. So if you would like to join us at the Manor for an event in 2024, head over to that link and have a look at what we have. We have some of the events we've had already, like our afternoon teas, but we have some new events that are just so exciting because 2024 is going to be a big year here at the Manor. It's I can't quite believe it's nearly 4.5 years since we moved into the Manor and we started work on creating and bringing it back to life. So much has happened in that time, but the next year is going to be really big. Not only are we going to be opening the Thirsty Whippet pub, it's the first year where we've really started to do our events on a big basis. We're actually going to be putting in, as you will see if you look at our event calendar, we've already got lots of events already booked in and we are still working on more. There is more coming. So it's going to be just an amazing year for growth, for seeing more things happen at the Manor, for you having the opportunity to come and explore and learn more and experience and be part of our community here at the Manor and what we are doing. And that community, at the heart of that community is our Manor Keys community, where you can join us and unlock exclusive access to all sorts of things, not only online content, because in January I'm going to be starting to put together very exclusive online content for our key holder members, and I have so many exciting plans for that. We're also going to have members only or key holder only events. We've got an annual garden party for our key holders. They also get all sorts of discounts, first access to tickets, all sorts of benefits. And we would love you to be part of that community. If you love what we do, you love being part of and coming to our events, if you would love to see more of what we do, then that is definitely the way to do it. So again, I will put the link to the Manor Keys in the description below. And with that, the doors to the Manor Keys and to being able to sign up for that is going to close at the end of this year. And we will open it again at some point next year. But once we close it, those members those key holders that are already in are going to get a whole load of exclusive access and content that we've never released before. So if you would like to be one of those people, make sure you sign up before the end of December, because in January the doors will be closed and there'll be no access to that. So I'm so excited. We're even just communicating with the key holders we have and people we've signed up. It is going to be such a fun community and we'd love you to be part of it. So like I say, 2024 is a big year for us. We are very, very excited. I cannot wait to be sharing with you every week. I will be back here every week on a Thursday, continuing to share our progress and the work on the Manor and all the different adventures we have as we move into the next chapter of the Ladies with the Manor journey, which is opening the Thirsty Whippet pub and really being able to enjoy the spaces with you and deliver experiences that are very unique and you don't find anywhere else, and we cannot wait for that. So we want to wish you and your family a very happy new year. Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you and welcoming you to the Manor in 2024.